Shadows of Ravenwood. In the eerie depths of the mist-shrouded forest, where ancient trees whispered secrets to the wind and the shadows danced with malevolent intent, there stood an old, dilapidated mansion known as Ravenwood Manor. Perched on a hill overlooking the sleepy town below, its looming silhouette struck fear into the hearts of all who dared to gaze upon it. Legend had it that Ravenwood Manor was cursed, its halls haunted by the restless spirits of those who had met gruesome fates within its walls. Tales of disappearances, unexplained deaths, and sinister rituals had woven a tapestry of dread around the mansion, ensuring that it remained abandoned and shrouded in mystery for decades. Yet, despite the warnings from the locals, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to test their courage and spend the night within Ravenwood Manor's haunted halls. Ignoring the superstitious whispers and scoffing at the tales of woe, they set out under the light of the full moon, their laughter masking the trepidation that gnawed at their souls. As they approached the mansion, its crumbling facade loomed before them like a specter of doom. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and every step they took seemed to echo with the weight of centuries of suffering. Undeterred, they pushed open the creaking gates and crossed the threshold into the unknown. Inside, the mansion was a labyrinth of forgotten corridors, each one darker and more foreboding than the last. Shadows danced upon the walls, and the chill of the grave hung heavy in the air. The group split up, each venturing into different parts of the mansion, unaware of the horrors that awaited them in the darkness. In the dimly lit parlor, Sarah stumbled upon an old portrait covered in dust. As she wiped away the grime, she gasped in horror to find the face of a woman twisted in anguish, her eyes seeming to follow Sarah's every move with a malevolent gaze. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Mark heard the faint sound of children's laughter echoing from the pantry. With trembling hands, he pushed open the door, only to be greeted by darkness and the icy grip of unseen hands wrapping around his throat. Upstairs, Emily found herself drawn to a locked door at the end of the hallway. Ignoring the warnings ringing in her mind, she picked the rusty lock and stepped into the room beyond. To her horror, she found herself face to face with a ghastly apparition, its hollow eyes burning with malevolent fury. As the night wore on, the group realized they were not alone in Ravenwood Manor. Shadowy figures lurked in the corners, whispering sinister promises of doom. Every step they took seemed to lead them deeper into the heart of darkness, where the line between reality and nightmare blurred into nothingness. With each passing moment, the mansion seemed to come alive with a malevolent energy, feeding on their fear and drawing them inexorably towards their doom. They tried to flee, but the doors were locked, the windows barred shut by unseen hands. As the hours stretched into eternity, the survivors found themselves trapped in a waking nightmare, their minds shattered by the horrors they had witnessed. But even as they stumbled out of Ravenwood Manor at the first light of dawn, they knew that the nightmare had only just begun. For Ravenwood Manor was not merely a house haunted by ghosts of the past. It was a gateway to the darkest depths of the human soul, a place where nightmares were born and nightmares never ended. And as the sun rose on the horizon, casting its golden light upon the world once more, Ravenwood Manor stood silent and brooding, waiting patiently for its next victims to arrive and become lost in its endless labyrinth of terror. You can watch many interesting stories on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe.